Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow. Now let's get started.
WWE may have massive plans for Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 42 next year. The company's biggest show of the year was initially announced for New Orleans in 2026. But the promotion changed plans, and it will be taking place in Las Vegas for the second year in a row, according to Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer. The promotion may be planning on having Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns square off at the Show of Shows in 2026. Meltzer noted that it was only speculation and added that he expected Reigns to be in action at WWE Survivor Series later this year in San Diego. There's no Roman Reigns-Seth Rollins match before, at the earliest, January, and I doubt January because they'll both be in the Royal Rumble, Meltzer explained. I think it's probably WrestleMania, just as a guess. He's Reigns definitely doing the San Diego show, but he's not in a singles match in San Diego. He's in the War Games. You know, unless they change, said Meltzer. HT. Ringside News. Seth Rollins teamed up with his wife, Becky Lynch, to battle AJ Lee and CM Punk in a mixed tag team match at WWE. Lee trapped Lynch in the Black Widow submission hold in the middle of the ring to win the match. Seth Rollins will be facing Cody Rhodes for the Crown Jewel Championship at the Plea this Saturday night. Bill Apter reacts to Roman Reigns being on WWE Raw this week. Wrestling veteran Bill Apter reacted to Roman Reigns being featured on this week's episode of WWE Raw. The Tribal Chief was confronted by Bronson Reed last night on Raw, and it was revealed that they would be squaring off in an Australian street fight at Crown Jewel. Speaking on this week's episode of Sportskeeda Wrestling's Legion of Raw, Apter noted that Reigns was a part of several important storylines, and he was happy to see him back on the show. I don't know how part-time he's going to be right now. I think right now they're bringing him back because they need him on that show to tie several angles together. So no, I'm not over Roman Reigns at this point. Right now, he's considered the line of the super talents, like The Rock, Stone Cold, Hogan, and all that. I like that they have him back on at this point. Part-time, full-time, just have him back on in there. They needed him, said Apter. It will be fascinating to see if Reigns and Rollins wind up squaring off at WWE WrestleMania 42 next year in what could be one of the biggest stories in professional wrestling heading into next year. Recent reports have suggested that WWE already has long-term creative plans mapped out for the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 42, while details are still closely guarded within the company. Several credible insiders have provided intriguing hints about what fans might expect, and if the rumors prove true, the event could deliver one of the most shocking and emotional chapters in Reigns' legendary run. Roman Reigns' legacy. So far, Roman Reigns has now spent nearly half a decade dominating WWE as its undisputed top attraction. Since his transformation into the Tribal Chief in 2020, he has evolved into one of the most complex and compelling characters in wrestling history. His dominance over the main roster, his ruthless leadership of the Bloodline, and his status as the longest-reigning Universal Champion in the modern era have elevated him to almost mythical status. Reigns' WrestleMania record during this era is stacked with unforgettable moments, from his victory over Edge and Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania 37. to his clash with Brock Lesnar in the unification bout at WrestleMania 38, to his controversial win over Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 39, each year, Reigns has found new ways to stay relevant, even as the WWE landscape shifts around him. Now, with WrestleMania 42 on the horizon, speculation is reaching fever pitch about what the future holds for the head of the table. Early hints from WWE creative courting to multiple reports. WWE's creative team, led by Triple H, is determined to make WrestleMania 42 a turning point for Roman Reigns. The belief is that the show will mark either the end of his reign or a dramatic evolution of his character. One major factor is timing. By WrestleMania 42, Reigns will have surpassed 1,700 days as champion if he retains the title that long, an unprecedented number in modern. Such a milestone naturally raises the question: is it finally time for someone to dethrone him? Insiders suggest that WWE wants Reigns' next major storyline to feel earned and cinematic, much like the Bloodline saga that defined recent years. Triple H is said to be personally overseeing every step of the creative direction leading to WrestleMania 42, ensuring that it pays homage to Reigns' long-term storytelling arc. The passing of the torch. Possibility. One of the most discussed possibilities is a generational showdown, a true passing of the torch moment. WWE has reportedly been considering several rising stars who could serve as Reigns' next big rival, including Braun Breaker, Solo Sikoa, and even Gunther. Breaker, in particular, has caught the attention of fans and insiders alike. With his explosive power, intense presence, and undeniable charisma, he's seen by many as the next face of WWE. Reports indicate that internal discussions have taken place about positioning Breaker as the one to finally end Reigns' reign, possibly at WrestleMania 42. However, Triple H is reportedly hesitant to rush that story. The feeling is that Breaker still needs more main event experience, while Reigns' character still has unfinished business within. The Bloodline narrative, the Bloodline fallout, still looms, even though the Bloodline story has evolved dramatically over the past 2 years. Many fans feel that the final chapter has yet to be written. Solo Sikoa's gradual transformation into a cold, independent force on SmackDown could play a key role in this. There's growing speculation that WrestleMania 42 could see Reigns finally confronted and possibly betrayed by Solo Sikoa after years of loyalty and manipulation. Sikoa turning against Reigns could mirror how Reigns himself once split from the Shield, completing the circle of his long-term storytelling arc. Imagine a scenario where Solo, after being mistreated and underestimated, finally rises up against his cousin on the grandest stage of them all. It would be poetic justice, a moment years in the making, and would instantly cement Solo as a top star. Tot Rhodes. The unfinished story, of course. There's another name that can't be ignored: Cody Rhodes. Despite losing to Reigns at WrestleMania 39, Rhodes' mission to finish the story has remained a central thread in WWE's overall narrative. He has since captured other titles and continued building momentum, keeping his name in the world title conversation. Many fans believe WrestleMania 42 could be where Cody finally completes that journey, dethroning Reigns once and for all. While it would be a long stretch from their initial encounter, it would allow WWE to pay off one of the most emotional arcs in modern wrestling history, while giving fans the closure they've been waiting for. However, recent reports suggest WWE may be leaning toward a different kind of ending for Reigns, one that focuses on his internal conflict and family ties rather than external challengers. The Tribal Chief's Reckoning theory. Several wrestling journalists have floated what they call the Tribal Chief's Reckoning theory, a rumored storyline in which Reigns loses control of the bloodline, suffers betrayal from within, and begins a slow, dramatic fall from grace, rather than a single opponent defeating him cleanly. This narrative would see Reigns' empire crumble piece by piece, leading into WrestleMania 42. By the time the big event arrives, he would be a shadow of his former self, paranoid, isolated, and desperate to cling to power. In this setup, WrestleMania 42 would serve as the emotional climax of his saga, perhaps with Reigns losing everything he built. It could also open the door for a long-awaited babyface turn later in the year, allowing him to reinvent himself yet again. Behind the scenes, Triple H's vision since taking full control of WWE's creative direction. Triple H has emphasized long-term storytelling, emotional payoffs, and character depth. Roman Reigns is the prime example of that philosophy in action. Every segment, every expression, and every match involving him has meaning. Insiders have noted that Triple H wants Reigns' story to end like a movie, not a match. That means the finish to his reign may not even come through traditional means. It could be part of a broader narrative twist, something that ties together years of storytelling threads in one final act. The creative team reportedly views WrestleMania 42 as a perfect time to deliver such a moment, one that redefines Reigns' legacy while launching a new generation of stars into the spotlight. Fan reaction and speculation. Fans across social media have been buzzing with theories. Some want Reigns to retain and continue his reign indefinitely, while others are eager for a shocking upset. A large portion of the fanbase believes that a betrayal from Solo Sikoa or Jey Uso could provide the emotional depth needed for Reigns' downfall. Others think WrestleMania 42 could be the site of a triple threat involving Reigns, Breakker, and Cody Rhodes, symbolizing WWE's past, present, and future. Such a match would guarantee chaos, drama, and unpredictability, the hallmarks of every great WrestleMania main event. If the reports are true, WrestleMania 42 could go down as one of the most defining nights in Roman Reigns' storied career. Whether he finally loses the undisputed WWE Universal Championship or continues his domination in a shocking twist, one thing is certain: the Tribal Chief story is far from over. WWE seems determined to make his next chapter something fans will remember for decades, a cinematic, emotionally charged conclusion to one of